Yeah, man. How'd that feel getting that love up there, man?
I mean, I always get love from Bud. Like, at the end of the day, it's bigger than boxing. It's not just boxing with me and Bud. That's really my brother. And same way he always root for me, I'ma always root for him. And I was right there in the stands, loud as hell, cheering for him. And I knew it was a matter of time it was gonna happen.
Yeah, what did you make of the fight tonight, man? Can you please break it down how that boxing eye you got saw things, shake out throughout those 10 rounds before he got the stoppage?
I think that Shawn is a great fighter. I'm gonna start by saying that. I feel like Shawn is a great fighter. I'm a huge fan of Shawn Porter. I heard about his retirement. He had a hell of a career. He gave a lot of people tough fights, and he always competitive. You gotta respect Shawn Porter. But Bud do what he always do. He come here and handle business. He one of the most dedicated fighters in the sport. Outside the ring, he always handles his business. He's not like these other fighters. He stay clean, stay out the way, and you gotta respect Bud Crawford.
Did Shawn give him the best fight of his career so far?
I mean, yeah, tactical-wise, I feel like a lot of people sleep on Shawn IQ, and I feel like his IQ kind of was up there at a high level with Bud, but Bud just was the better fighter and a smarter fighter too.
What do you mean by his IQ? Like his movement?
You gotta realize, like, with a lot of people, Bud just go in there and do what he want. Shawn had a different style, and he was not trying to like just let him do what he want. He was trying to make him earn every punch. Even when he was jumping, like, it's hard to time Shawn. Bud had to time him, and he actually timed him perfect after a while. But
Shakur,
gave him a good fight.
You put in a lot of rounds with Bud. Did you see anything tonight that you haven't seen before? Anything surprised you that you haven't seen?
Nah, this normal Bud. I mean, like I said, I work with Bud all the time. That's the reason I am who I am. You gotta realize when you work with the best, you're gonna get better working with people like Bud. But I seen regular Bud. He goes in there, he put in work. He don't take no shortcuts. He handle business. Then you gotta respect
People
Bud.
said that he might have to go in his bag because of Porter. Do you think on that question that I just answered? That you just answered. Do you think that he went into his bag tonight, or was that just he did just enough to?
I think he just did what he did. I mean, at the end of the day, Porter is a tough fighter. I don't think he had to go in his bag. I think he was boxing beautiful, and it was a matter of time before he actually finally timed Shawn. And when he did it, it happened at the right time.
What's the biggest thing you can say that you learned from being in the ring with Terence Crawford?
Actually, I always say this too. Like, I feel like I learned more from being outside the ring, watching Bud and seeing him outside the ring and when he inside the ring. I just feel like I learned more from that than inside the ring. I learned a lot, pick up things too, but just seeing how disciplined he is. At the end of the day, he a disciplined fighter. Like I say, he handle business outside the ring. He go home, hang with his family. He's not partying out here. He's not drinking. He's not smoking. He's a hell of a champion. Like, you gotta respect him, and I look up to him, and I'm gonna forever look up to him.
How was
Shakur, take us back to the first knockdown.
Hold up, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Take us back to the first knockdown. Emotionally, how'd you feel when you saw him put Porter down for the first time after it kind of being a back and forth battle?
I was excited. I knew. I texted somebody and I told him Bud about to pick it up on him now. There's a certain point in fights where Bud step up to another level, and if you ain't got it in you to step it up with him, he gonna take you out of there. And I knew it was about to happen.
He just kind of has this mentality where he just rises his level. He goes up and up and up, and we've actually started to see that out of you a little bit. Is that one of the things that you've been learning from him inside and out of the gym?
Yeah, most definitely. You gotta realize, like I said, if I can get in there and stand in there with Bud toe to toe or outthink Bud or whatever, I can handle business with anybody at 130. Nobody at 130, 135, 140 could beat me. I feel like just because I could work with somebody like Bud Crawford, and you get to finally see what he can really do with actual good fighters now. And like I said, you gotta realize Bud is a bad motherfucker. He helped me get better.
We're talking about business at 130. You just mentioned it. A couple of days ago, I interviewed Oscar Valdez outside of the MGM Grand, and frankly, I let him know what you've been saying about, hey, you can't run anymore. It's time to fight. And he laughed at you and said, go ahead and sign it up, line it up. Let's make the fight. What's your response to Oscar Valdez officially? But
then y'all go watch interviews, because, I like to sit home. I watch YouTube. I see all the interviews. I don't be in there like at the fights and all that all the time. So, I be with my family. But I still be watching. You hear him say that to you, but then you hear Bob go in the interview and say, well, his team didn't say that. His team said we want to fight Navarrete. They don't want to fight Shakur. And what's the realistic? Who you gonna believe? Valdez saying that in the interview to you, or him and his team going to Bob Arum and saying we want to fight Navarrete.
Now, how's that?
Why would he want to fight Navarrete when I've been in a fight that he been talked about since his last fight?
What do you think?
Actually, matter of fact, he called me out. He called me out when he fought Bachel. He got out the ring. He said, "Oh, I want to fight Shakur Stevenson," and now he's talking about fighting Navarrete. They looking forward to Navarrete. They don't want to
What
fight.
do you think of Bob kind of pivoting to the Loma fight? Are you cool with that, or you're not?
I'm cool
feeling
with whatever. I heard him say Lomachenko. I heard him say Teofimo. I mean, at the end of the day, send me the contract. We're going to sit there. We're going to read the contract, and I don't deny no fees.
Even if it's at 35?
Hey, listen here. We'll see. I'll sit down and talk with my team about it. But me personally, I don't care. I'm down with whatever.
Maybe that's what's happening to Valdez.
Long as it make money, it makes sense, man.
Maybe that's what's happening to Valdez with his. Maybe he does want the fight, but it's the team.
Nah, no. It's two different things. You know, as a fighter, like, I done say his name several times. I done went to Bob and everybody. I done told them I want to fight Valdez. As a fighter, you know when somebody actually wants to fight. Like, that's two different things. And plus, it makes big money. Me and Valdez makes a big money fight. We're a big fight. A bunch of Mexicans versus young black fighter. That's a superstar fight. That's a fight that could turn me to a superstar, could turn him to a superstar. Why not do it?
Break down your fight. Break down the fight with Valdez. How would that go?
The two questions at the same time. I don't know who the.
Yeah. I'm glad you asked Bob Arum about Oscar Valdez.
And what'd he say?
And he told me that.
That's not what his team said. His team want Navarrete.
But Bob said that the fight that he wants is for you to have a fight
Lomachenko. But I heard him also say in a different interview that he want to see me fight Teofimo. So I mean, at the end of the day, whoever he brings to the table, I'm down for whatever.
Shakur, at this point, are you kind of, I mean, shoot, all these names are getting linked with yours. I feel like, are you kind of like, man, it's finally happening. All these guys are finally talking about me. My name's getting put in these mentioned with these guys.
Nah, cause I've been to what I was. Like, you gotta realize when I came out the Olympics, I was ahead of Tio. Like, Tio just jumped up and got a fight with Lomachenko, and they kind of like start trying to put him ahead of me. But at the end of the day, I feel like it ain't no surprise to me. Like, I know where I'm supposed to be at. I know where I'm going to end up at, and I'm gonna be here for a long, long time.
Do you feel like Gervonta's gonna make easy work of Isak Cruz?
I never watched Isak Cruz fight. I saw like a little glimpse of it. So, Tank, I heard that he's a Mexican fighter come forward, and if Tank ain't got to look for you, it sounds like an easy night.
Now you're talking about chasing Valdez at 126 pounds.
I've been saying me and Tank gonna be the fight. Like, I feel like how they talking about Bud and Spence, how they talking about Bud and Spence. I think me and Tank gonna be that kind of fight. I respect Tank. I ain't got nothing bad to say
That's
about
what
Tank.
Janelle said.
I see him and I look at an elite fighter and I know he see me and see the same thing. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight one day.
Devin feels like it's gonna be you and Devin.
It might be me and Devin too. Devin can fight, yo. People be sleeping on Devin. Devin can fight too, man. Like I said, there's a lot of good fights later on down the line. I feel like we bringing the sport of boxing back. Like, I feel like it's a new era. When Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler and all those fighters was doing it, I feel like this the new era, new generation of doing it now.
How do you think?
What you think about Valdez?
Oh, he a bad motherfucker. Boo's been a bad motherfucker. Like, I've been talking about Jerron Ennis. Everybody just finally getting to see how good he is, but he been a bad motherfucker. I'm ready for them to step up the competition level for Boo's. I feel like he's ready for top fighters.
Shakur,
How would he do with Bud?
To cruiserweight, how do you think that plays out?
Man, I ain't answering that question. Hey, man, I love.
Which one, about Boots and Bud or about Canelo?
Nah, I love Bud. Bud a bad motherfucker. I love my brother Boots too. All respect to both of them fighters.
Now you talk about chasing Valdez since you've been at 126 pounds. What is his reluctance to fighting you after?
But Bud the best fighter in boxing too. Make sure y'all let that be known.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Bud the best fighter in boxing. If Canelo is at his weight, I'm telling y'all now, Bud will beat Canelo.
What is the biggest skill difference between Canelo and Terence Crawford? What's the biggest skill
Canelo is real nice. Like, Canelo a real good fighter. I just feel like his stylistically, like, if he was in the ring with Bud, I think Bud outbox him. The best chance he'll have is a puncher's chance to try to knock Bud out. But other than that, I feel like Bud is the better fighter to me.
Shakur, we know that you're really going to fight Oscar Valdez, but do you feel that Lomachenko the more difficult fight?
Then who?
Oscar Valdez. You know that's like your number one fight, but do you feel like it's really the more
that's what I don't get. Like, We seen Lomachenko lose twice, right?
Yeah, but he's still on the top.
Man, did we see Lomachenko lose twice or not? Did we? The how? He beat a lot of great fighters, but did we see him lose twice? We did, right? How many times we seen Valdez lose?
So you feel like Oscar Valdez?
How many? Answer the question.
Zero.
We never seen him lose before.
But which one's the more difficult fight?
I mean, that's how fans try to spin stuff and they try to turn it into, oh, Lomachenko is better than Oscar Valdez. But as of right now, in boxing, Valdez had a great performance with Brichell. He knocked him out. Valdez have never been beat. And like I said, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with y'all. I think y'all spin stuff and make it look like that, but I don't know. We saw him get in the ring with Teofimo. He looked kind of scared.
Right. Shakur, gotta ask. I mean, it's been years now. So for the Valdez name to keep coming up, would you say it's almost like you over it because US is mandatory? They vacate, move up, and then now for a unification possibility, they want to fight a 22-pounder truly in Navarrete. I know he's
big ass 22 pounder.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying he was just at 22, 2-3 fights ago. Is it almost like you over it?
Tell him when you want to be. I'll get you out of here.
At the end of the day, you gotta realize who could be over making millions of dollars. Why would I be over a fight with Valdez when we could make so much money in a big fight? It's a big money fight on the best versus the best. Valdez never lost. I never lost. We in the. I'm reaching the prime of my career. He's in the prime of his career. I'm not over it. I don't know about y'all. I'm not over it.
What about you and Gary Russell?
I definitely would fight Gary Russell. But Gary Russell's still at 26. He fight once a year. We don't never know when he's gonna fight. Like, so I respect Gary though.
Chris Cobra called you out. I saw y'all going back.
He ain't called me out. Chris Cobra said out his mouth that we gonna fight later on down the line. He's not talking about fighting me right now, but we in the same weight class right now. And why not fight me right now?
You want to fight?
I do. But I'm saying, why not fight me right now? Why talk about fighting me later on down the line? What y'all think? Come on now. Use y'all brain.
He was fighting in New York, you know,
We fighting in Jersey. We not fighting New York. I'm the George.
Shit.
Yeah, who is Chris Cobra?
No, I hear you, but
this is first time about to fight for a world title.
You want to see at the Garden than you can in Newark.
We fighting in Jersey. He come to Jersey.
Shakur, what are your thoughts?
He come to Jersey.
Shakur, what are your thoughts on Canelo moving up to cruiserweight?
Canelo, a bad motherfucker. Canelo is the second best fighter in boxing to me.
Is he gonna put hands on McAloo?
I've never seen that dude fight. I don't even know that dude. I've never heard of him.
It's not a good sign.
Do you want to see Canelo fight? Who is the biggest threat to Canelo right now?
I want to see him fight Benavidez. I seen Benavidez. Benavidez is a bad motherfucker.